Hi, this is cbradiomagazine.com, and today we're going to show you how to install an Echo board in a Cobra 29 LTD. The Echo board we've chosen is the latest RF Limited TRV-X2. This is probably the best Echo board on the market currently, and you can see the Echo board, the wiring, and the control. It all comes assembled like that. What we're going to do is open up the covers and we'll start the installation. Okay, we've removed the 4 case screws that are located along the side of the radio. There's 2 on each side. The speaker on this radio, the wires are wired directly in and soldered to the board, so be careful when you remove it. And then during your installation you can just leave it off to the side like this, or you can unsolder the connections from the actual speaker. This radio, from what I can tell, looks like somebody already has done a cap resistor mod in the back. And so that might cause a little bit distortion with our Echo, but it shouldn't affect it necessarily in a terrible way. We'll have to give the radio an on-air test afterwards and see how it sounds. We have to pick the location for our Echo board to start with. So for the location for the Echo board, we've chosen this side of the radio. We've drilled a small hole just above our thumb screw hole location. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount the Echo board in this type of format, just like this. It's going to be upside down. And we've checked the clearance to make sure that none of the components on the Echo board are going to touch any of the components on the radio. That's very important. We've also checked to make sure that the clearance on the Echo board isn't going to hit the speaker or the cases of the radio. All of those things are very important to check ahead of time, and you want to verify that everything's going to work and there's not going to be any type of connections or anything that might short out something on the radio. When we go to install our Echo board, the first thing you're going to need to look at is to figure out your pin configuration on your radio. For Cobra, you can see on this microphone plug, you can see pin number 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. And you're going to need to know that because you're going to need to hook up your wires directly to those pins. Now you need to know what the pins actually stand for. Pin number 1 on a Cobra is going to be your ground. Number 2 is going to be your audio. Number 3 is going to be transmit. Number 4 is going to be receive. So what we need to do is look at the radio then and figure out what our pin configuration is based on this on the radio plug. Of course, when you look at the microphone plug on the radio, it's going to be opposite than the female plug that you're plugging into it. So pin number 1 is going to be on the right hand side here, pin number 2, pin number 3, and pin number 4. We're going to look at the back side of the plug inside the radio to see what the color wires are, and we'll connect them. Okay, we're going to discuss the hookup for the Echo board. The only thing you'll have to unhook from the microphone plug is going to be pin number 2 on the back side there. Pin number 2, you're going to unhook the audio wire, which is pin number 2. You're going to attach the white wire from J2 to pin number 2 on the microphone plug. And since you've unsoldered the wire that was on pin number 2, you're going to resolder it to the white wire from J1. So on this particular radio, the audio wire happens to be yellow, so we've unsoldered that and we've soldered it on to the white wire from J1. See, we've shrink wrapped it after we soldered it, and that's just to protect it. The next step is to take both the ground wires from J1 and J2, which are going to be the middle black wires in each one of those locations, and you're going to attach those to the ground on the microphone plug. The ground is pin number 1. So you're going to find pin number 1 and attach both of those wires and solder those on. Now, it's a good thing to know that J4, the black wire from J4, also needs to go to that ground pin. So if you're going to do those wires, I suggest doing all 3 together at the same time. So you're going to go to pin number 1 and attach the black wire from J4, the middle black wire from J1, and the middle black wire from J2. So it's going to be a little hard to see here, but on the left-hand side, that's pin number 1, the ground. And you can see we've attached the 3 black wires to that. Pin number 2, which is the audio pin, is the white wire. We've attached that. On the right-hand side, it's going to be a little hard to see, but the transmit wire is red, and we've attached 2 wires to that number 3 pin. Nothing goes to number 4 pin with the Echo board. So it's just the first 3 pins. Your 3 ground wires are going to go to pin number 1. Audio wire is going to go to pin number 2, and pin number 3, the transmit. We've got a black wire and a red wire going to that. It's the black wire, which is in the 3rd position from J2, and the red wire from J1. Okay, we were just talking about pin number 3, which was the transmit push-to-talk pin, and the red wire from J1 and the black wire at the back of J2 both go to pin number 3. Once we've done that, we've basically attached all the wires that are going to the microphone plug. Now you remember we've attached the white wire from J2 went directly to pin number 2. The white wire from J1 went to the audio wire that had been removed from pin number 2. The black wires in the middle of J1 and J2 both went to the ground, along with the black wire from J4. And lastly, the red wire from J1 and the black wire at the back of J2 both went to pin number 3. So we're done with our microphone plug. The next step is the red wire from J4, and that's going to apply the power to the echo board. The power wire from J4 is going to run to your volume on-off switch. So there's two wires. It's a little hard to see here. There's a red wire and an orange wire. They're both connected to your volume on-off pot. The red wire is the hot wire. Basically, it's active anytime power is attached to the radio. The orange wire coming out of here is the on-off wire. Basically, as soon as you turn the radio on in the on position, the power starts flowing through that pot into the orange wire and out to your radio, which powers the board and turns everything on. The red wire, you'll see that we've attached here from J4, we attached it to the same output as the orange because we don't want the echo board to get power until it's turned on through the radio. So that completes our wiring section of it, just to get the echo board wired, and it's fairly easy. As you can see, it was just wiring a couple of wires to the microphone plug and then one wire to the wire that was removed from pin number 2 for the audio. Now the next step is we've got to mount our echo board, and we got to mount our actual control knob. And what we're going to do is remove the RF gain knob from the radio, and then we're going to insert our echo control through the face of the radio so it's right on the face there. And you can see our mounting location for the echo board. The only negative to doing it like this is that the pots won't be accessible. There's 2 pots on there that are adjustable, so make sure you make those adjustments before you finish putting it in there. But it is upside down in that location, but it's cushioned by the wires a bit, and it's nowhere near touching anything on the radio, any of the components, so very safe mounting location once we get that done. Our last step is to remove the RF gain pot so we can stick our echo control through there. What you need to do is there's a small nut that sits inside on there, and you'll need a socket to go in there. So you pull off the control knobs to start with, and then the socket size is a 3/8 socket that fits that nut that's on there, and you remove that nut, and now we can push the RF gain back into the radio. Once you remove the RF gain pot, you can put it inside the radio, and you can wrap it up in electrical tape and just make sure that it's safe in there and won't be touching anything, and if it does, it's covered so that it won't short out anything. Or you can just snip the 2 wires running to the RF gain pot, and you can just solder them together, and that's what we're going to do today. We don't really foresee the need with this particular radio for the RF gain pot in the future, so we're going to remove it and just solder the 2 wires together and shrink wrap them. We soldered the 2 RF gain wires together and used our heat shrink tubing, so now that's done, and now we can just stick our echo control through the face of the board and mount it. So we've installed our echo control knobs on the front of the radio. Our echo board is now installed in place. Our wires we're going to stash out of the way and zip tie, and then we're going to replace the radio cover, and we'll give you a demo. Okay, so we've got our echo control installed on the face of the radio. You can see we've moved the RF gain, and that's been clipped out. Basically, we've wired up the RF gain wires together once we remove those from the RF gain control and put the echo control in its place, and now we can give you a display of the echo. So we'll try and give you a little bit of display about the different types of echo on this, and we'll put it on low setting to start with. 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 1, 2, 3 audio test. 1, 2, 3 audio test. 1, 2, 3 audio test. RF limited echo board. And as you can see, this is really high quality echo. Very little distortion. So that's basically how to install an echo board in a Cobra sound tracker. 29 LTD type radio on a 4-pin jack. It's fairly simple. Took about, I don't know, about 30 minutes maximum with a little heat shrink there, and yeah, got that all set up.